Okay, we got 20 minutes, 33 seconds on this one. Aristotle says, before I choke, Aristotle says that it's easy to be angry at everyone, every time, and no matter for what reason. And he literally says, but it is hard to be angry at the right time, at the right person, for the right reason, to the right degree. And this is literally like what I'm seeing a lot with this kind of social media as well. Everyone has an opinion, and not only the opinion is not earned, is literally just everyone is just saying I'm a genius. Sure, genius. What do you have to show for your genius? Do you have one line of thought to your own? Because everyone could complain about everything. Because what I literally say is like, it is easy to say I'm a genius. It took like 2 seconds to form the sentence, but it is not easy to actually back it up, because as soon as you want to back it up, people are gonna, okay, money. Okay, money. Okay, I show speed is a genius because he literally earns more than so many people his age. Or Mr. Beast is a genius because, yeah, apparently he is one of the few like people who is below 30 and a millionaire or billionaire, whatever he is these days. And it's like, okay, if it is the metrics of money, money is literally value exchange. And what do you exchange for the masses, based on how social media works and everything, is like, okay, you target the most kind of basic product for the most people, because it's literally, okay, you give people what they actually want, which is distraction these days. And every kind of successful product is kind of a distraction these days, because things that could actually improve lives, they're not just on the snap of the finger. So basically, it's like, okay, so identify the market. The market is everyone. Everyone is looking for distraction. You find a product that is not actually age gated, and okay, that literally is the product itself is everyone else in that kind of age group. You have TikTok now as a conclusion, because TikTok covers from toys to um, beer to everything. Everyone has their niche in TikTok, and every business to business seller, business to customer. So basically, it's like, okay, the first step is you identify who who has majority the majority of your audience. What product you could give to everyone, and that product is either hope that people actually don't want, funny enough, or distraction, because distraction means you literally don't get to live a life that you are constantly being compared to anyone else, because you know your neighbor on Instagram. The neighbor you know on Instagram, the neighbor you know in person is two different people. And not only you complain about your life, but also you're not equipped enough to actually know the reason for that complaint. It's basically, okay, this sucks. Yeah, this sucks. Everyone has that moment in their lives that says, okay, this sucks. And everyone says this sucks. Okay, complaining is not easy. Complaining is the most difficult thing you can actually do, because complaining means you identify the cause of your discomfort and you root it back to the main cause, and you literally express that kind of causality or cause and effect and that is complaint. That's basically it. So everyone can literally say, okay, this effect sucks, but they don't even understand, okay, the underlying systematic kind of underpinnings of that kind of effect. They say, okay, for instance, like the other day I went to this meeting with a couple of lawyers, and they said, okay, this sucks. I said, okay, this sucks, but you know why this sucks, don't you? And they said no. And I said, okay, if you don't know why this sucks, then how can you be confident that this actually is unfair? And because you feel you're not earning as much as you want, okay, this sucks. No. When you literally say, okay, this sucks because there is a system that designed for the majority to self-perpetuate, not based on merit, but based on majority, based on maximum exchange of value. That when you literally have a product that gives people what they actually need, but they don't feel that need, is literally, okay, they're not gonna get that product. And the product of 2025 and 2026 and 2027, unless something so rapidly happens that it oversaturates, is distraction. Because distraction means not only you are faced with seeing everyone's lives on social medias, but also you literally feel the breath of every human being on earth. Imagine this: you're in your city and everything. You once a month meet, let's say, 50 new people, 100 people. The faces, the voice tonalities, everything. You meet 100 constructs of human beings a month at the maximum, if you are a social butterfly, everything. But imagine you literally go on YouTube, you search, let's say, the most random shit, cybersecurity. Every fucker has an opinion, because it's literally, you see new faces, you see new opinions, you feel the breath of every single human being on earth. And that is so obvious that of course you're going to compare yourself, because you're literally not only being compared to your own rural kind of base of operation that you literally live and talk to people and everything, you're literally categorizing yourself amongst 8 billion people. And the funny thing is, not 8 billion people are visible even online, but the relativity is like so misbalanced, so not balanced, let's say, that you literally feel the weight of every single like human being on earth. And it's like, and it leads to this frustration that most people don't have the capability and mental equipment to actually understand why they are so like sad about themselves, why so many people are just scrolling mindlessly, why so many people are just like doing job, getting distracted by Netflix. It's like literally essential, it's like literally just the consumption essential of your life to watch a TV show, to go on Instagram, to literally consume people's lives. Because what else you're gonna do if you don't do that? Everyone else is doing it. When you literally are socializing, you're socializing about AI, you're socializing about crypto, you're socializing about everything else that you're not even an expert of, but you have to talk about it because there's nothing else to talk about. You don't talk about, okay, why is this happening? You're not talking about what books you are reading. That is literally expanding your knowledge of your own self and your own place in this fucking world. No one is talking about, okay, how ridiculous it is. You wake up, you go through the motions for 50 to 100 years, and they die. Every single fucking philosopher in the human history has been grappling with the idea of death and with the idea of mortality and everything. But everyone thinks they are immortal because it's just so uncomfortable truth to know you're gonna die. Your body is literally deteriorating every single day towards its actual end. And this is depressing because you don't even understand how deep you need to go to understand the meaning of life. And whenever I talk to like most people, not only I need to translate myself 50 layers in actual the language itself. English is not my native language, but even in English I need to translate to 50 layers of that person's kind of capability of understanding things. Not only that, is literally just everyone is just complaining and they don't even know what they're complaining about. It's like, sure, let's say my complaint, let's say, is about merit is not only meritocracy is dead, but also is literally being insulted every single day. Because the social media has not only made us that you have access to premium knowledge, but also that premium knowledge is packaged rather than explored. You literally package, let's say, even these kind of days is like the trend. You literally package Nietzsche in a stick figure kind of animation for people who don't actually know Nietzsche was like a virgin, or Nietzsche was like who was Nietzsche? Nietzsche was an artist, was a philosopher, was a writer, was like a dancer, you know. And this gives people the false knowledge of expertise that not only you don't understand Nietzsche, you don't understand anything about Nietzsche, you don't understand anything about the philosophy behind Dostoevsky or all these names. You just repeat those names without understanding the depth of it. You don't understand Crime and Punishment, for instance, because you haven't read it. You have seen that a 5 minutes clip of Crime and Punishment from someone's view that has packaged that for the majority of audiences. That book was never written for the majority of audiences. This is literally the depth of human consciousness about guilt and survival and all of these things that literally pioneered the psychology as we know it, the Übermensch of Nietzsche. All of these shit are interconnected because the human nature is limited. Human nature is literally why I'm breathing, what I'm breathing for, and how long am I gonna breathe. That's basically it. It's literally three main questions. But the funny thing about the whole situation is like now you are packaging premium knowledge for the majority that they don't even understand that kind of knowledge, but because it's in stick figure kind of animation, not only they're gonna have the false sense of expertise, but also they're gonna be distracted from actually building their own lives doing that kind of expertise. So when I'm literally complaining, my complaint not only is just complaining, but also has the understanding of the reason I'm complaining is the death of meritocracy because of the social structure of accessible knowledge. And this accessible knowledge before would be paid in years to access through universities, through reading, through whatever. Now you give 500 pages of a book to AI and tell it to give you one-page summary of that. And apparently in that one-page summary, you're gonna understand everything that 500 train of thoughts and every kind of sophisticated syllable was being kind of ordered in an orderly manner for your own actually thoughts to be entangled with those kind of opinions and ideas. And everyone is becoming an expert. Not only that kind of pisses me off, but also it's going backwards. Every single millionaire that you are seeing around you is becoming more and more kind of retard, because they just find one thing, package it over and over and over and over again, and because they package it for the majority unfortunately is literally the lower depth of understanding, because that's how majority function. It's literally like you cannot have 100 billion billionaires, because it's like that's the cream of the crop, and the cream of the crop is literally there's a kind of myth about it that 3,000 birds went to see the ultimate bird, and the 3,000 birds failed and only 30 of them remained, and the 30 birds themselves became the ultimate bird. There's a kind of play on word in the actual original language in Persian that the 30 bird literally means the kind of the ultimate bird in that kind of specific language linguistic context. But what people are literally saying is like, you literally go on YouTube and type how to be better than 90% of the majority, and every one of those videos is getting like 1 million views. But none of those 1 million people viewing that are gonna be the 1% ahead of the 99%, because that's statistically impossible. You need to add depth, you need to have time, you need to have focused expertise. I cannot talk about law before having like 8 years of understanding every single aspect of law, from books, from philosophers, from everything, to have an opinion on that, because I need to understand what I'm attacking before I'm attacking it. But everyone these days is literally just a genius, because becoming a genius is literally like, I am a genius, and you cannot literally define that, because you can, but it takes mental capability and capacity that most people lack. It's literally like, I just don't understand. Like, it's like so many things are just so obvious that it's like explaining it to people is like waste of actual time. It's like, why do you go on YouTube, watch someone else doing a reaction to something you like? The base kind of the base minimum of that is longing for connection, that I like something, someone else likes that, and we're gonna share this least amount of connection to that thing, that passion we are sharing. Okay, if you literally think about it, is literally, okay, what else do you like? You go do that, you do a reaction to it, and you attract people who like what you're creating rather than what you are admiring the consumption of. It's literally like shared consumption adoration. It's like, okay, we're both consuming the same thing. How wonderful. We're not creating anything. And that leads to the deeper question and deeper kind of problem, that not only universities and educational system is not only lacking behind and falling behind, it's getting systematically dismantled. And that is not even a bad thing or good thing. But the bad thing is that you still have people so naive that they believe, okay, university is gonna continue to be like as it was. Because literally today you can go and access every single course in every university and graduate by the time the first semester is over. in actual depth of knowledge. And that literally is translating to that people who don't have the mental capacity to actually absorb that kind of depth are in the market finding ways to package that, and people who are equipped with that kind of depth and merit, and they actually deserve to be literally leading the society forward, they are just consuming every single thing that there is to then be transitioned to the market, being a kind of secretary to a retard and to some fucking stupid person who doesn't know anything about anything, just knows to package things. Marketing by default is like the most tragic thing human beings have invented. And I'm not saying that because I don't know marketing, or it's like I just don't actually like that shit, because it's like excellence should speak for itself, and marketing is literally showing mediocrity is excellent because people are just too dumb to see excellence when they see it. It's like, okay, it's just so empty that I don't understand. It's like, okay, people are just buying into shit that they don't actually need on impulse, on based on distraction, based on whatever it is that they don't actually want to live their own lives. Our whole society is literally moving towards the mechanical distraction based lifestyle that you don't bear to live 1 minute and think about anything for 1 minute. Is literally, as Ford says, Henry Ford literally says, thinking is the most difficult thing that human beings can do. That's why no one does it. Another kind of philosopher literally says that people rather die than think. Because thinking is just lining up ideas and observing those ideas and thinking, okay, why this idea has been prominent for millennia. And one of these kind of threads of thoughts is that my own thesis on cyber sovereignty. I am not gonna say, okay, I told you so, but basically, like these days, like as of September 10th, last week we had every single line of my thesis being played out on real time. And I already fucking predicted it because it's just so obvious. It's like when you associate control and sovereignty with physical reality for, let's say, 200, 300 years after like the mapping era, it's like now that the physical reality is being obsolete because of cyberspace, everyone is just panicking about sovereignty as a concept, control as a concept, because those concepts have dissolved into this sense of physicality. It is not true. Pre-mapping era, we still had sovereignty, we still had control. Those concepts are not grounded in physical reality, but because we are literally trained to believe that, so now all these billion kind of $1 billion fines are being handed out to so many like companies and everything because they don't understand the basic concept of sovereignty and control and privacy. It's like the Google Shine, the even the Trump shit like recently is like, okay, it's like no one actually takes time 5 minutes to think about things, and everyone is just like a fucking untrained dog looking from jumping from stimulus to stimulus, looking for another distraction. Even literally, unironically, people watching these kind of videos, you're wasting 25 minutes of your life on someone else's opinion before actually getting the expertise to form your own. It's like, what the fuck are we talking about? But yeah, that's the video.